Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Mystery lady, I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy. I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy.
Jamille, I remember in 2006 when you decided to go to Atlanta. I wasn't really excited about you going, but I saw that you were determined to go. Because when you were on your way, the car broke down, and you got out of your car and got into your cousin's car and had your car towed back home and kept going to Atlanta. And then from there, I just saw how you began to bloom And you had your ups, you had your downs. And even though I was here and you were there, I was still just a phone call away. And we talked every day. It's just been exciting to see how you've grown, how you've changed your way of thinking, how you've enlightened me in your journey, how you've shared so much knowledge, and you've taught me so much. You've taught me how to think for myself. You've taught me how to investigate for myself and seek out the truth. And that's something that I never did before. And I'm really grateful for that. It has taken a lot of courage for you to do the things you've done. You have made me proud. I'm excited for you. I love you. I admire you. You encourage me to pursue the best me that I can possibly be. In all that I do, I share with you. And I'm grateful for that, and I love you.
Mystery lady, I know the world is going crazy. I could see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy.
Good morning, Vietnam. Hey, what's up, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope? Good morning, everybody. This is your man, Jamille Harley. And it's just me today. Shouts out to my DJ Godzilla's of the illest of them all. He has a show to do this morning. And wish you the best, brother. Good morning, man. It's Saturday. It's what's this? August the 20th. Let's look. August the 22nd. This year is done. It's gone. Summer's gone. No, I'm just saying we still got a lot of living to do. But we here, man. It's just gonna be me playing a little music. I'm supposed to have some music from an artist from the Midwest that lives here in Atlanta now. I ran into him at the barbershop. The brother got a perfect beard. Like I was like, I need some of those stem cells. If I could just scrape your cheek, just get some of that dead skin off of you. Know, I'm just playing. But I'm gonna be looking for his music, and we're gonna play some jams in a little bit. But yo, I got a special guest that's gonna do a quick cameo. Just it's one of my homeboys. We went to college together, and if anybody on this live right now went to Indiana State, you know this brother. You know this brother. You know his brother. They twins. And I remember one time driving to, I think I was on the way to school, and I saw a billboard with these brothers on the Indiana State billboard. And he has come into Atlanta this weekend, and he stopped by. And I'm going to bring him on in a second. But this brother right here, man, when you look at the things that he's come from, like he used to be one of my barbers. And seeing how much money that this brother was making in school, it shined a light like, damn, I should have really been learning the trade when I was in high school. Because in college, for all you parents that want to put your kids in college without any skills to be able to make legitimate money, this guy right here, he showed me the way just by being a observant person. And he was taught by his father and learned so many jewels from his dad. And his whole family, man, they all money makers. They could do a whole bunch of stuff, put a house together, put a refrigerator together, sell ice to a polar bear is what they do. But he made so much money in college, it was like you wouldn't need to sell. Like the people that made the most money in college when I was in school were the beauticians, the barbers, and the drug dealers. I would rather cut hair than sell drugs. Where we went to school at Indiana State, there was no jobs. Plus, I mean, 9 to 5 and be a full-time student, that's extremely difficult, especially when you're only getting paid pennies. But with no further ado, I want to introduce my fan base, my follow base, my friendships on social media to my homeboy, Mr. Colin Applewhite. Come on in here, brother.
Hey, that was a kind introduction, Jamille, man. Have a good day, everybody.
Look, he tried to get it. was a kind introduction, everybody. He tried to be nice with the conversation, but nah, that's my guy, man. He's in town visiting, and you know, it's always a beautiful thing to run into him and his brother Courtney Applewhite, Court Digo Dub. Gotta shout out my other brother from another mother. But that brings us to a topic that I want to talk about, because I know last week me and Dre, we spoke about sort of the process of a rites of passage for the kids going into adulthood. And although you don't want to totally throw the harsh realities on a child, like, hey, you're a baby and you can barely speak English, but the world's fucked up. Like, you don't want to do that. But you do want to gradually give them nuggets and bits and pieces in their early stages of development. So before I go into any music, we're going to break this down in portions. So when I mentor children or adolescents or even adults, whenever we're having a conversation, this is how I see, this is how I interpret the stages of comprehension, of just growing into who you're going to be as an adult. And there's 3 E's. The first E, this is vital to the other 2 E's. It's very important. The first E in deciding who you're going to be, who your child is going to be at an early age, is environment. Is the environment that's being prepared for this child, is it conducive for success? Is it conducive to be above average? What is that environment? And I remember one time speaking to a young lady at my job, and she was talking about how she just wanted to have a bunch of babies, and she was hoping that whatever guy that she gets with just is like, okay, God will work it out. Let's just have all these kids. Because she said there was no need for a plan. And that troubled me, because she already had a child. And I know I've run into several women that had that same mentality, that you just want to have kids with no plans. And that's sort of dangerous. I mean, especially with all the resources and case studies and all this data that shows you that there is an agenda. There's an agenda for everybody. Now, where you stand in that agenda, you do your research and you'll find that out. And you don't have to do much research to find out where you stand in this agenda. But if you don't have a plan, like even if the plan goes awry, even if you go off track, at least you had a plan. And so that environment should be fundamental in that plan. So is that environment conducive to what you want in life, or what you want your kids to have in life? And that's one thing that I recognize in my dealings and hanging out with Courtney and Colin Applewhite. Like, their parents had a plan for them. And when I talk to them now, like, they own properties all over the place, doing a lot of charity work for people, people that without them, I don't know how they would have been able to sort of manage, especially the way that they're managing, at the capacity that they're able to manage. And once you get to a certain status in life, it will behoove you to give back. And it's not always financial. That's not always a thing. Giving back with game, information, because the one thing that separates us from our freedom, our liberations, our luxury, whatever it is, the one thing that separates you from whatever that next place that you want to be in life, is information. That's it. It's information. If you don't have the information, then how will you proceed? How will you move forward? Now, of course, you have to have that go-getter in you to persevere and to overcome these challenges. But you first have to have the information. So, environment. We're gonna stay on environment. But I'm gonna play a Siggy song. And you know what? Since this is my show, y'all know how we do this. Since it's my show and I want to play some music, y'all know whose music I'm about to play first. And it was Marcus Garvey's birthday a couple days ago. So why not play something that's going to sort of pay homage to the Honorable Messiah Marcus Garvey, none other than You already know. Red, black, green. What up, Ev?
Christopher Columbus never stepped foot in United States. But you teach the opposite in class. Thomas Edison's a thief, boy, you do the math. And while you at it, put respect on Mansa Musa. Take me back in time so I can tie a noose around the necks of every master and be the ruler. The sin and the gods, you the real intruders. Brainwash us with lies, you want my demise. The revolution being here, it's alive in my mind. We've been begging for a peace, now we want the whole pie. Got me waving that flag and I'm waving it high. Red, black, green, that red, black, green. Hold it in the sky, wave it around. Red, black, green, that red, black, green. That red, black, green. Ain't nothing but love, hold it up. Red, black, green. The red is for the blood, the green is for the land. The black is for the people, you can go and tell your man. Yeah, that red, black, green. That red, black, green. Hold it in the sky, wave it around. Red, black, green. Dissensions never mentioned when we talk about our leaders.
That's right, Red. RBG all day.
Traders were in fact the clergy. People open your eyes, where's the sense of urgency? Flick can't even drink they water. But you rather sit and get my people the third degree. They prey on the mind with black on black crime, ain't no such, boy. That's one of the media's tools you run on. They only praises when we got a ballin' in them cleats. Then everybody wants and everybody speaks peace. But where's the peace when the police gun us in the streets? You turn around and expect us turn the other cheek. Peace, I know we got our problems. It's gonna take something more than praying and begging the bully to stop it. Look who you investing in. Who's getting your dividends? If your preacher don't have jobs, but mansions and latest Benz, then you're in a pyramid scheme, dear beloved. We need grocery stores and schools, not all for buckets. Once our economic structure's no longer missing, we take our power and create our own politicians, pulling people out the prisons now. That goes from school to prison pipeline, starting with the child. This the realest shit they never spoke, realest shit I ever wrote. Keep that whoopee raving coon, ain't no time to sugarcoat. Red, black, green, that red, black, green. Hold it in the sky, wave it around. Red, black, green, that red, black, green. That red, black, green. Ain't nothing but love, hold it up. Red, black, green, that red is for the blood.
Rest in power, Elijah Waheed.
In fact, we built this nation, exploit our ancestors. We need them reparations. About our 40 acres, but you can keep the mule. Comedic knowledge, not what they teach in school. I'm talking Timbuktu, I'm talking Emotep, I'm talking Akhenaten. I shake with all respect. Nile Valley contributions to civilization. The golden age of the Moors gave me elevation. Make America great again. Donald Trump, by my account, America never been great for us. And if you look closely, it ain't our constitution. Build our own black pride revolution.
Red, black, green, that red, black, green. Hold it in the sky, wave it around. Red, black, green, that red, black, green. That red, black, green. Ain't nothing but love, hold it up. Red, black, green. The red is for the blood, the green is for the land. The black is for the people, you can go and tell your man. Yeah, that red, black, green. That red, black, green. Hold it in the sky, wave it around. Red, black, green.
Boo 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 boo. Yo, didn't that end part remind you of like some Lord of the Rings, like at the end after you win the fight? Oh man. So what we got going on this weekend, y'all? What y'all getting into? It's Saturday. If you're here in Atlanta, it's gonna rain. It's about to pour down now. So what's up, Tamia from Flint, Michigan? Let's see. My 8 weeks work assignment to NAP was postponed due to COVID. What's up? Well, I don't live in Indianapolis. I'm from Indianapolis. I don't know what's going on up there. Hey, good morning, Mama. Hey, baby, how you doing, sugar? Glad that you can make it in. Glad that everybody could make it in. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in Indianapolis, Tamia. COVID. That's what's happening in Indianapolis. Probably lots of it. But yeah. So we talked about environment. The next E would be exposure. Within that environment, what are you being exposed to? That's not that shouldn't be like rocket science. Like, what are you being exposed? When I was growing up, I was exposed to what was I exposed to? In the environments that I was in. That's interesting. I know we played a lot of basketball. Shout out to the South Side, Norwood, Wazam. Played lots of basketball. And in my neighborhood that I grew up in, it was a lot of dudes. It was mainly dudes. What's up, Jonathan? Yeah, we on the second E, pimp. It's exposure. What are you exposed to? And as a parent, you should have the foresight. You know, when I guess to put it in a sports analogy, when you look at the quarterback has the four vision, the frontal vision for what he wants his offense to do. So he has to see the defense, and when they do an audible and change up for blitz, he has to recognize that blitz and put his people in a good position to move forward, push the lines forward. So as a parent, I see a lot of parents talking at their children instead of talking with their children, trying to understand what their children are going through, because everybody was once a child. And so when you see your child doing something or whatever, I remember my father, there was one thing that used to piss him off, and it was to insult his intelligence. For him to think that you were insulting his intelligence was like a super no-no. And so as an adult, I feel the same way. At the same time, you have to exhibit a certain level of intelligence. And kids are going to try to get away with stuff. We know that. But as a parent, you should be understanding to understand, well, I try to do the same thing. So, a lot of parents will do this. And this is crazy because as a younger adult, I thought all the elders were perfect. All of the aunts, uncles, grandparents, I thought everybody was perfect. And it was primarily a lot of times how they spoke to you. There's like, don't do this, don't do it. Nobody ever said, listen, I know what you're doing. I know what you're going through because I did the same thing. And so let's not do that. Let's do this over here. And a lot of times when I'm speaking to my niece and nephew, I try to come from a perspective that I was once a child. I wasn't always 40 with gray in my hair and my beard. And I did a lot of the stupid stuff that y'all doing or going to do or thought about doing. So let's not do that. But in telling somebody not to do something, let's provide a viable alternative. And it might be a little difficult, it might be a little tough, but hey, it's life. Life is tough. As soon as them eyes open, it's tough. Even when it's sort of easy, you know what I'm saying? That's just the lay of the land. Tamia said, I was exposed to creativity, I got to make this bigger so I can see. She said, I was exposed to lots of painting, landscaping, decorating, and cooking. So I would imagine that you are a phenomenal landscaper, painter, and a cook right now, if that's what you was exposed to as a child. I can't hear you, man. Yeah, yeah. So as the older people, as the parents, the guardians, whatever, we have to be hands on what the children are being exposed to in within that environment. And if you don't like the environment, then you kind of have to kind of rehab it. Kind of change it the best to your ability, because these babies are sponges. They're absorbing everything. I saw a video of this child. She was on a Zoom call doing schoolwork, and her mom walks through smoking a blunt. I don't know what it was. Allegedly, it looked like that's what that was. And she saw the camera on. She kind of did an about face and sprinted out the frame. But I'm like, why would you do that? Please, defects, don't go get her. We don't know what that was. But, you know, we have to really be cognizant of what we're doing. And as somebody that's in technology, and when I listen to certain speeches from lectures from Steve Jobs, you understand that technology is really not all that. Let's say long amounts of technology isn't good for the brain, especially for a child. And so I find a lot of, and I say this, and people are like, well, you don't understand because you're not a parent. Because, a lot of times we use these devices to babysit our kids because that'll keep them from doing sprints and, gymnastics on the furniture. But by exposing your children to longer amounts of time to video games, to the smartphones, to the tablets, that's really a detriment to their critical thinking abilities, to their imagination. Because if the imagination is being created for them, then that muscle is not working. So there's a lot of kids in this new generation that you say, well, what do you want to do in your future? I don't know. Now, granted, it was like that to a degree when I was a child, even though the majority of the people that I grew around, everybody had sort of an idea as to what they wanted to do. And even if it was a good idea or a bad idea, they had an idea as what they wanted to be. And I know for me, growing up, I always knew that I wanted to be either in technology or healthcare, or not healthcare as like the hospital or something, but something that had to do with the optimization of your health, because you live with older people who have ailments. Like, it's like, do you have to be sick when you get to a certain age? Like, you have to have diabetes, you have to have high cholesterol, you have to have a heart attack, you have to have a stroke. I don't know if you have to. And then as you begin to absorb that information, you realize you don't have to, but that was the environment that you was exposed to, so that's all you know. Joy, what'd you say? The things I've seen in virtual teaching. Are you a teacher, Joy? Do you teach? Because I've seen some stuff too, and I laugh on one hand, but on the other hand, it's like a face palm. I seen this one school teacher. She was cussing out the kids because they were up dancing. Like, you're supposed to be e-learning, but everybody's just turned up. And I'm like, you're at home. Where are your parents? But they probably at work. I don't know. Chandra says some of the virtual classroom stories I'm hearing about. Yeah. So Joy, what are one of your wild virtual stories? Because school just started. Middle school theater arts. Okay. So you teaching the babies that want to be like actors, actresses, public figures. And they cutting up. Yeah, I don't know about that. Shoot, my grandfather, and I'm not gonna make it seem like I'm promoting spankings or anything like that, but woo, when we was growing up, boy, my grandfather was like, when it came time for a whooping, he was like a super villain. His hand was the size of my body, and I don't know if y'all have ever been spanked before. I mean, if you're my age and older, you probably have, but my grandfather would barely spank me, and my soul would kind of leave my body and come back. It was like Joyce's first week, teaching the kids that are in my class. Yes, it's only the first week, and you seeing all these crazy stories. But I'm not gonna act like I was a saint when I was in school, cause I wasn't. But then again, I didn't like school. I didn't like school. It wasn't really, it really wasn't engaging to me because there were so many other things going on in my mind. Joy, she's, some great talents. I'm not sure why they're there. They're there because the parents, evidently. Well, listen, we about to get into this next song real quick, and then we gonna get Coach Willie Earl in here. This is not gonna be a super long show today. We're gonna keep it under an hour max. Let you guys get your Sunday back. But we're gonna start this next one off with another friend of mine here locally. He's out doing his thing. COVID kind of slowed down everybody. Here was the irony behind this next song I'm about to play. I had a conversation with this brother before COVID popped off. It was before any of that popped off. And we was talking like, yeah, man, this year gonna be our year, man. This stuff gonna move, and yeah. And then COVID's like, sat out somewhere. So what'd you say, Joyce? Said, my art is about making connections. Virtually, it's work. Yeah. Virtually, it takes the technology takes the human experience away just a bit. But we're going to go ahead and get to this No More Losing by Josie Wales, everybody. Josie, I sound like a Dick Clark DJ. This next tune that we're going to spin coming up next is from Josie Wales.
Toast up if you shine like the sun up. Bitch, drop it like it's hotter than a sauna. Shorty pulling on her skirt like she got nothing under. Since she learned how to twerk, it's a turn up. If you made it out of dirt, every day is a turn up. Let them all observe, know the reason why you turn up. You know this shit is chains and got whips and chains, and you know you ain't a slave. Bitch, turn up. Yeah, see me splash on your boy trip. Oh shit, no toilet. Flicker more it like wick some more. I'm on some new shit. I like this new shit. See, I changed, yeah, I changed. I am the new witch. I'm on dip, I got chips. I guess I'm new, bitch. I'm up, top down, like bitch. I'm ruthless. We up, we moving, but I was wondering where the fuck had I been? I was busy struggling, but no more losing. I came from nothing and turned that to something. I'm racing horses when I push a button. No yellow tape, cause I move with no caution. No more losing. Nobody told me that life was this simple. I'll take the blame for all that I've been through. I ain't the same, cause I know I'm special. Step if you shine like the sun up. Bitch, drop it like it's hotter than a sauna. Shorty pulling on her skirt like she got nothing under. Since she learned how to twerk, it's a turn up. If you made it out of dirt, every day is a turn up. Let them all observe, know the reason why you turn up. You know this shit is chains and got whips and chains, and you know you ain't a slave, bitch, turn
Good
up.
morning,
You know this shit is chains and
Niako.
got whips and chains, and you know you ain't a slave, bitch, turn up.
Hey.
Bitch, turn up. Yeah, we was playing for keeps, cause running them streets is fatal. Hammer the heat, cause we gotta eat the lay low. Came from the bottom to deep, I'm standing 10 toes. Now we get money for free, this shit is mental. Crashing cars for insurance, that's a rental. Bodies getting burned, identified by the dental. Spent a lot of money out in London, I'm central. They met, I love myself, it's just special. No more losing. I came from nothing and turned that to something. I'm racing horses when I push a button. No yellow tape, cause I move with no caution. No more losing. Nobody told me that life was this simple. I'll take the blame for all that I've been through. I ain't the same, cause I know I'm special. No more losing. I came from nothing and turned that to something. I'm racing horses when I push a button. No yellow tape, cause I move with no caution. No more losing. Nobody told me that life was this simple. I'll take the blame for all that I've been through. I ain't the same, cause I know I'm special.
No more losing. I came from nothing and turned that to something. I'm racing horses when I push a button.
No yellow tape, cause I move with no caution.
No more losing. Nobody told me that life was this simple. I'll take the blame for all that I've been through. I ain't the same, cause I know I'm special. No more losing.
That was Josie Wells, "No More Losing." That was a dope song when you, especially when you listen to the message, "No More Losing." How many of y'all remember like the days when you were probably maybe younger and you was really struggling, or maybe it was, recently. The beautiful thing about life, man, and this is what I've come to the conclusion, that even when it's bad, it's not all bad. And what I'm saying is, what's the worst that could happen in this life? The worst can happen in this life is that it ends. It ends, but you don't know what the next life is. Energy never dies. Electricity never dies. Energy never dies. So you don't know what's happening. You don't know what's happening in the next one. So you might just wake up and be like, "Oh, that was a nice dream." You know how, because when you dream, your dreams be like 3 milliseconds, but they feel like forever. You've had a whole feature film in your sleep. But when you wake up, you be like, "Oh man, that was number a few seconds." Nico, you going somewhere off into the blue sky? Must be nice. Keep your mask on. Yeah, I'm trying to get somewhere soon. I need a vacation. Joy, what's this video? You said welcome video for your students. Let's look at that. Did you help do it? Let's see. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it, Joy. You're going to have to at me on the video. Tamia, you like that song? That's what's up. I like this song too. When I think of back in the day when I was like really like, especially when I was a full-time comedian actor, man, whoo, I'm talking. But here's the thing about that too. A lot of times when you look back at the past, when you were struggling, that's when you had some fun. You had a lot of fun. Just crazy, like how you have so much fun in the midst of chaos. All right, on to the next E before we get Coach Willie Earl in here. So we have environment, we have exposure, and the next is experience. Right? So the experience in the process of whatever that's happening, it is it's rich. Whatever that experience is extremely rich, and that's what sort of supports whatever you've been exposed to. That supports the environment. So it helps to push all these things together. Is that experience, like when you're studying, when you're learning something, theory is cool, but when you really get into it, theory is kind of different than the real practicalities of what's happening. So when you look at the experience, the different processes, that makes everything that you've been studying, now it makes sense. Now it's like, oh, we start connecting the dots. And the 3 E's is something that is so vital, so important to under, enter, and overstand as far as pouring into an empty canvas. And this empty canvas would be our children. And I know you guys are probably tired of hearing about somebody that don't have kids talk about kids, but because I don't have kids, I've been able to look at the whole gambit, looking down, because I know a lot of people have children and in their 20s where you're still learning yourself, right? You don't even know to do all these things in your 20s. You can't fathom that there is a case study called the school to prison pipeline. You don't realize that there is an agenda for a lot of us to get your kids funneled through prison, because the prison system is a privatized prison system. And the people that invest in these institutions are guaranteed that these institutions will be populated by at least 90%. How can you guarantee that the prisons will be populated by 90%? It's by the miseducation of a people. It's by hijacking the culture, rearranging it, and making detrimental things popular. That's what we see today. And if we don't get our hands back on our culture, if we don't take control of what's going on, then you can kind of guarantee that we gonna be fucked for a long time. So we have to be more assertive and more adamant at creating a different environment to expose the children to different experiences. Um, and this all plays a pivotal role in who they will become as an individual, as an adult. And I know that because my environment, when I look at some of my peers that I grew up with, our environments were similar. Um, I, on the other hand, I love listening to older people. There were things that I wasn't, trying to get into the cool crowd, but then I realized like I'm just not with this in crowd, and I'm not compatible with them. And I grew up sort of a loner. I would have like my first best friend was my grandfather. Then it was Sean Avant. If you listen, it was Sean Avant. Was Amp. Um, then it was my cousin Chris. It was Comey. Then Wesley Kroom, and then Chuck Combs. And so with all of these different people, my environments was kind of changing with some of them. Some of them we opened, and some it just began to change. Some it was changed for the worse or for the not for the good, especially compared to who else came into my life. And I always talk about this when we talk about my childhood, is when I got introduced to my cousin Chuck. When I got introduced to him, and I started hanging around him and his brother, his mother, his father. Now my environment started to change a little bit because I spent a lot of time with them. So then I was exposed to a lot of other things. So then my experiences changed. And then I really just started to want a lot more out of life. Whereas first I didn't know what was going on. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like this life or this experience called life. So I'm just going to coast. And so by being exposed to that environment, things started to change. And then through that, I was exposed to something different. And then I remember my boy CO, he came to me, and I worked at Bry Lane in the warehouse, and he came to me with this VHS of a college party. And I saw a bunch of people my age having the times of their lives. Now, I didn't go to school directly after high school. I sat out because I didn't want to go to college. And I understand college is not for everybody. As a matter of fact, the people that are in tech that are winning at a high level, a lot of them just have certificates. They don't even have degrees. Now, I do know people, my cousin, for example, we started school at the same time. What's up, David, if you're listening? We started school at the same time. He got an intern, and then he started working in the field. So he started to develop in the experiences and all this other stuff. He just had a certificate, and he was killing the game, especially for our age group. And I'm still in college, struggling, poor. I get out with this degree, and he's still far ahead. So he eventually he's on his way to being a bona fide scholar now because he's studying to get his PhD. But and as far as technology is concerned, you don't have to have a 4-year degree. So with that being said, the reason why I needed to go to college, it wasn't for the academics. It was for the exposure and the experience that I got in that environment. And that introduced me to a lot more people. Like, I had never been around anybody from Gary, Indiana. I wasn't exposed to anybody in Indiana that wasn't from Indianapolis. So if I wasn't exposed to anybody that was outside of Indianapolis and in Indiana, then that means I hadn't been exposed to anybody else. Nobody from a different country, nobody from a different state. Like, I was green. And so the way my lens was, how I saw life, was extremely antiquated. It was like that. But when you start getting hip to all these other things, the world begins to broaden itself. And things took off from there. And as an adult, like, things just, I keep experiencing different things. And I don't like to keep talking about myself, people, but that's what we gonna do. So shout out to all the people, and I know that Papa Combs and Mama Combs, sometimes y'all check my show out. I want to reiterate that I love y'all, and I appreciate everything that y'all did for me and the whole neighborhood, the community, as well as my family. Mama, I love you. I appreciate everything that you did for me. I appreciate everybody that poured into me as a child, and I'm trying to pour into people equally, as long as you listen to what I'm saying. Thank you, Tamia. Thank you. Now we about to go to one more song, and then we're going to get Coach Willie Earl on the phone. This is my good friend, Joby. I play this song. If y'all come to my show, y'all know I play these two cats all the time, but I want to make sure they get some spins, and then we're going to go to Coach Willie Earl.
Tell me everything that's on your mind. But you start kissing me, and I completely forget why I brought you here. Not just to lay and pass the time. I've been looking for something more, like commitment and love that overflows. So every time I put my feelings on display,
right on, Jamille.
You keep nibbling on my ear, going crazy. I swear, girl, you get on my nerves. Trying to give you what you deserve. Put a ring on it, you damn flirt. Yeah, yearn for more, not just a physical, something substantial. I love it when you, the way you turn me on. I can't get enough of your distractions, but I need some commitment from tempted, ooh, to touch on your body, caressing. Ooh, wait, girl, I'm trying to focus. What I was trying to say is, let's try and take this to another level, baby. No hesitating. Trying to build a life for you and I, but every time I put my feelings on display, you keep nibbling on my ego and crazy. Ooh, girl, you get on my nerves. Trying to give you what you deserve, what you deserve. Ooh, you yearn for more, not just a physical, something substantial. I love it when you, the way you turn me on. I can't get enough of your distractions, but I need some commitment from you. You yearn for more, not just a physical, something substantial. I love it when you, the way you turn me on. I can't get enough of your distractions, but I need some. My ideal was to create something special for me and you, just me and you. Real love that most dream of, like crazy fools. But girl, I'm not trying to pressure you. I just want you to get a clue. But you're too comfortable, and I can't wait to fall in love.
Hughes, you're a theater arts teacher.
You yearn for more, not just a physical, something substantial. I love it when you turn me on, baby.
Can't get enough of your distractions, but
You yearn for more, not just a physical, something substantial.
lay with me. Tell me everything that's on your mind. Need some commitment from you. Yeah. Hey man, that thing ends so smooth. It reminds you of a nice, warm, hot chocolate in the winter, a nice ice cold lemonade in the summer. Sounds so beautiful, don't you agree? What up, Q Quarrels? What's up? Hey, Joy, I found the video. You just added me. I'm about to play it so the world can see it. Hold on, let's get this thing because it looked kind of funny.
Hello, students. I am Mrs. Hughes, your theater arts teacher at Missouri City Middle School. How are you?
Hey.
Hello there, students. I know it's been a while. Let me be honest, I can't wait to see you smile. This is theater arts. We can have a good time creating an improv and maybe busting a rhyme. I look forward to seeing your smiling face. So log into Teams and be in the right place. Come to class with an open mind. In person or virtual, we'll be just fine.
Hey. Hey, that was dope, Joy. So your kids ain't all that bad now. Come on now. That was pretty decent. That was pretty dope. Now we gonna get Coach Willie Earl on here. Let's call Coach. Who let the dogs out? Woo, woo, woo. Joy, I need to keep that going. That'll probably keep the kids engaged too.
Hello.
Coach Willie Earl, what's going on, man?
Man, it is a beautiful, beautiful Saturday morning, man. You want to know why, Jamille?
Why? Tell me, Coach.
Because Virginia came there in Indiana, let them boys play football last night. Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. High school football is back to me.
Is it?
It is back. Yeah. They played football games. They had game one last night, and I got to see my nephew. My nephew said my internet stuff, so I got to see some highlights. Yeah, I got to see some highlights.
Are they wearing masks while they playing football? Like, how's that work?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. But because they got helmets on, you know. But I like my woman with a helmet on because I can tell a lot about it, but I can't tell if they wearing masks on the football field.
You still like your women with helmets on,
young boys back out there playing football. Man, and I'm excited about it. What's going on there with you, Jamille?
Not much, man. We called to get some of Coach Willie Earl's advice, expertise going forward into the weekend, going towards next week.
Hey,
I know you got a word for us.
I do have a word, okay? I got a word, okay? And the word for today, okay? The word for today is the Hail Mary. Now, you know what the Hail Mary is, right? The Hail Mary is that's when the game is on the line and you take the ball and you throw it as far as you can and you hope that somebody catches it, okay?
Yeah.
And this is for all the single fellers out there, okay? Ladies, you can take this too. You can take this too. This too. We about 6 months into Corona, okay? We 6 months in, and if you've been single, it has been a struggle, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So fellas, it is time for you to throw you a Hail Mary. You hear me? I'm telling you, slide in the DMs, slide in the message. Listen, it is desperation time, okay? Listen, Jamille, winter is coming, okay?
Yeah.
And you don't want to be left out in the cold during the winter time, okay? So, fellas, you need to throw up a Hail Mary. That lady whose Instagram you've been stalking, okay? You like every picture, every video, no matter what it says. It's time for you to throw your Hail Mary because it is desperation time here during the COVID, okay?
But what's the verbiage? Like, what should they say? Because a lot of times when guys do Hail Marys, and I know this because when I used to go to the club, right, at the end of the night, if nobody got a number, it's like we look at each other as a group and be like, it's Hail Mary time. We have to put forth a good, valid effort in at least getting a phone number. And men, we always say something stupid when it comes to the Hail Mary. I want you to give us something that's not gonna mess us up, that might actually get us in front of the line?
Okay, listen here. Man, I agree with that, Jamille. But this is what I always tell people all the time. Tell my young fellas, okay? You can't never talk yourself into a lady deciding to have a romantic time with you. You can't never talk yourself into it, okay? But you can talk yourself out of it.
Right?
Talk yourself out of it. You can fumble it. You can throw an interception. You can jack your Mac, okay? Here's what make this, okay? Make this very simple lines. Very simple lines. First of all, remember when we first started talking? Remember, you want to send a screenshot of your COVID test, okay? Screenshot your negative COVID test, okay? Screenshot of your negative COVID test, and then take up pictures of your cloth mask, because they say you gotta wear cloth mask now. At first they said, but cloth. It said a picture of your cloth mask. You know what I'm saying? And send her a picture of that your Netflix account is current. And if you do them 3 things, you ain't got to say nothing. You listen. That's the thing. But we talk too much, man. Okay, it's proof in the pudding. Send a picture of your negative COVID test. Send a picture of your cloth mask, and send a picture that your Netflix account is active and current, and you are in there like
you in there to go, huh?
You are in there like swimwear, buddy. I'm just trying to tell you, I've risen. The hell, it is time. It is 4th and 30. And we are about to be in winter time, and you do not want to be left in the cold, fellas. So you got to be ready to. Now, when you throw the Hail Mary, now listen, they will block you. They will, but that's not important, okay? You throw your Hail Mary.
It's not important.
Yeah, it's not important, because here's the thing, okay? There's a thing called copy and paste, okay? You copy it and paste it, okay? And if that don't work, throw you another Hail Mary somewhere else, okay? Copy and
just
paste.
Go down the list with the same message.
Hey, just one time. All you need to do is score one time. That's all you need. You need to score one time. It's desperation time. It don't matter what you look like. Now, mind you, she might be a little heavier right now than she was in the pictures, okay? Because she's been at home with the Rona, okay? And she's probably been eating a lot. That's okay. She can lose some pounds. Yeah. Hail Mary time. Desperation time. Fellas, go for it.
Ladies, what y'all think about what Coach just said, ladies? Ladies, chime in. Coach, I appreciate that. That might help a lot of fellas out.
Come on, man. Hey, man. Hey, I'm just excited. I'm excited about it. And so my inspiration is going to be on another level. But it's Hail Mary time.
Have you been throwing Hail Marys, Coach?
You ain't got nothing else to lose. You don't have nothing else to lose. Take your shot. You're already down. 2020 has had us down. It is September almost, and we've been losing all day.
Hey,
you might as well take a shot.
Yeah, ladies, that goes for you too. That goes for you too. There's a lot of people that's been shut up and locked away. Everybody just start throwing Hail Marys. Just
start throwing you some Hail Marys. Now her legs are probably gonna be a little hairy. She's not shaving her legs. She's not going nowhere. But that's all right. We can work with that.
What if she got
as long as she got that Troy Polamalu hair, everything will be all right.
What if the hair on her legs are like the Troy Polamalu hair? You still good?
Oh man, that we might have to call it audible on that. We might have to call it audible.
Well, look, Coach, I appreciate having you on here, man. Tell us your motto. What do you say?
Hey, man, Jamille, you know my slogan. Good.
All right, take care, man. Tamia, you say you agree. We should just go for it. It's 4th and 1. Just start shooting them shots. Married people, y'all good? Y'all. Matter of fact, I was thinking about that the other day. Married people, how are y'all, or the people that live together now, or how is this working out? Has it brought you together, or has it kind of pushed you away? Inquiring minds would like to know. We gonna play one more song before we get up out of here. Let me see. You know what? I haven't played this song in a while. Let's play this song by Mud Jones, my older brother. This will take us out. That's good, Joy. Salute to you.
I see you when I dream, and it seems like you're far away. I need you near me all the time. stay. It's the way that you move, the way you smile when you walk by. I wanna do it to you, do it to you. It's the way that you groove me when your body's next to mine. I wanna give it to you, especially when I see you in those shoes. If you see me looking at you, know why.
Hey, Joy, if your students want to keep doing those, I'll keep featuring them on the show, too, by the way.
And it shouldn't be no surprise. I'm feeling you, feel it too. You make me wanna. When I look at you, I smile because you are so beautiful to me.
No, thank you. That was a dope video.
I wish that we could be happily in love, you and me, yeah. I never knew the sun could shine like this until you came along and kissed me there. Yeah, yeah.
Joy, that's my big brother,
Feeling oh so high when I
Mud Jones.
look into your eyes. I wanna run my fingers through your hair, and I don't care if you see me looking at you. Know I'm feeling you in them flat shoes. I can sit and stare in your eyes. I can sit and stare in your eyes. And it
Appreciate that,
should be
Muna.
no surprise. I'm feeling
Appreciate you for
feel it
tuning in.
too. You make me wanna. She's always smiling when I see her. She tells me it's innocent, but I don't believe her. She's giving me the fever for the flavor of her kiss, and I wish that we could indulge in love. Just thinking of her as bliss, and when she's gone, I miss the scented strawberry lip balm that she wears on her lips. That girl's the shit. I sit and reminisce back when I had no respect for women and was quick to call them it. She made my mind switch, cause she's got common sense that she uses. She knows about a woman's power, but she won't abuse it. And I got a chance to get closer if Allah don't let me lose it. I'm mixing words with music to keep from looking foolish when I speak. She's the coolest, most down-to-earth woman that I'll probably ever meet. She's the epitome of sweet, and she's cool from the curls in her hair to the shoes on her feet. If you slap looking at you, know I'm feeling you in them flat shoes. I can sit and stare in your eyes. I can sit and stare in your eyes, and it shouldn't be no surprise. I'm feeling you, you feel it too. You make me wanna.
Hey, that was my older brother, Mud Jones, Flat Shoes. Sounds so beautiful, don't you agree? But that's the show for today. It's Saturday. Get out and enjoy yourself. Be safe. Protect yourself. And you have been listening to Jamille Harley Morning Show.
You are now listening to the Jamille Harley Morning Show.